Is Donald Trump the 47th president of the United States? No. Did Donald Trump win the 2024 presidential election? No.
Democrats are dreaming about and having visions of President Trump.
He has no empathy for the regular people. And thank God that the men and women of the three-lettered agencies are going to come to our aid. The silent heroes behind the scenes that don't toot their own horns. They work in silence. And they're going to pounce and save us. They're going to save our democracy and save our nation. And the world is going to breathe a sigh of relief, and we're going to applaud them.
Whatever. It's amazing. Beta!
In May, before he leaves the House of White, and KH will come back in May. I also asked again if it was really true, if the two of them had signed a contract saying that really in 120 days he must leave, be gone, finished, and they said yes. So hopefully next week is what the guides have told me again will happen.
Right.
He will, from having another
I've been trying to unpack what happened. Why did the predictions not stand? I think a lot of us, myself included, made a little bit of a leap, thinking that if he is not the president, that we don't feel he's the president and we feel that he's not going to be the president, that something would have to happen to make that clear in the third dimension.
Stop it. Get some help.
For the stupid people here in America. Because, you know what? I lack empathy for them because they lack empathy for me. They lack empathy for my friends. They lack empathy for all the people that are being affected by the current administration. And why do they always say anytime you try to say something to them, like, oh, isn't it crazy that this and this and this is happening? Like, that's just, it blows my mind. And their answer is always like, well, how do you know that? Because I read. What do you mean? The fact that there's so many stupid people. And it's only gonna get worse. With the defunding, okay? It's only gonna get worse.
Emotional damage.
I love the sound of liberals crying in the morning.
Now, the thing that I said about our current leader having a Mitch McConnell moment, that is just the beginning of his health issues. I mean, he's currently having health issues. They're just very good at bringing attention away from that or cutting the feed when it's convenient. But things are going to start happening very, very publicly that you cannot deny that this man is in ill health. And I know a lot of you are also concerned about the fact that the second person in charge, JD, would be stepping in at that point. I do have some thoughts on that. I know at least one other person has gotten the same information. Something is going to happen within his family or somebody very close to him is going to have something that goes on with them that's going to divert his attention. This crumbling presidency will no longer be the focal point of his life because he's going to get kind of a wake-up call, kind of a this is what needs my attention, not this other thing. So when things start to happen, they're going to go down as a whole. But by that point in time, the health will be failing. Like I said, JD will have something else take his attention away. And I know he's had some small incidents already of glitching out, not being able to find his words, slurring, the whole thing. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And the thing that's going on will not be able to be covered up. I'm getting a couple of things. I'm getting maybe head, maybe heart.
According to this person, something's going to happen to Trump and JD Vance is going to be too busy to be the president. Gotcha.
I'm not on the Titanic. I see the chaos. I hear the alarms. I know it looks like everything is sinking. And yes, there are people panicking, yelling, trying to plug the holes. But I'm not in the ship anymore. I've lived that story already. I've drowned in illusion. I've clung to survival. I've begged for light in the sea of darkness. But I survived, and I remember what comes next after the collapse. This isn't detachment. This is remembrance. We're witnessing the collapse of systems built on pride, greed, false control. The ship is being scanned, mapped, every crack, every broken beam. And for those who still need to see it up close, that's okay. That's their path. But me, I've already done the karmic work. I've already felt the pressure from within my own home. And I know this isn't my storm to sail through. My child just read me the book, I Survived the Titanic. That wasn't random. The Titanic showed up 3 times this week on the news, in a book, a line of text. And I knew the universe was reminding me I'm not on that timeline anymore. The lifeboats aren't for escape. They're a choice, a new vibration, a new earth. And I chose. I chose clarity, peace, a role that holds the light, not the panic. So if you're wondering why I'm not protesting, not spiraling, not reacting, it's not because I don't care. It's because I remember the shore is near, and I'm already rowing toward it.
Trump really has broken these people. Oh!
Something was not right on November 5th. Something happened to obstruct the will of the people and the way that we entered our choice for the winner of this contest or whatever. I'm kind of talking in code right now for obvious reasons. And the more I thought about that and why we might be getting these conflicting answers, was the act of voting and putting your choice forward is actually very sacred. There is a lot of energy behind it. And ultimately, that's what I do. I read energy. I don't really predict, but I can feel into the energy behind things and often where it's going. So to put forth our choice in this type of contest, there is energy behind that, there is intention. And not only can that be felt, because anytime we put our energy and intention towards something, especially millions of people, if something were to happen with that, or the result were to not reflect what the people had chosen, we would definitely feel that. And that's what I feel I am picking up on. It also explains why, when we're asking things like this, when we're using our intuition to discern what happened, it's telling us that while an event may have taken place, it's reading the deeper energy behind it. That this type of role that DT is in has a lot of deep energy because you assume that role based on the will and the manifestation and the energy and focus of millions of people. I do not know concretely what happened in November, and I'm not even particularly interested in thinking about that, and I'll leave that to other people of why or what or all the possibilities. All I can say is that my read on the energy says that something is off and there's some disconnect behind what the people put forth in November and the result we got now. So anyway, let me know what you think.
I think the disconnect is between your brain and reality, lady.
I just recently had a conversation with my spirit guides. I asked them again. They told me that all the people from South Africa will go back when Donald Duck is out of the House of White. He will not be like in those peaches. They said no, but he will be for EI and war and reason. You know. What else? He will.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
Democrats don't want Leroy to celebrate, but you can combat that by using my Buy Me a Coffee link to buy him a dog treat. Just listen to the little guy crunching back there. He loves his treats. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Oh, Leroy, you look like you're ready for a siesta. You look so cute in your sombrero. You really do.